Welcome to the Coco Recovery Podcast.
The Coco Recovery Podcast presents the conversations of an informal group of friends gathered over coffee to discuss their current experience in recovery. The simple purpose of this podcast is to be helpful by sharing the realities of people living in recovery. The hosts and guests may or may not be practicing members of 12 step programs. The Coco Recovery Podcast is not affiliated with any organization, institution, or facility, neither endorses or nor opposes any causes or approaches to recovery and rehabilitation. Whatever is expressed in the podcast represents our individual experiences and opinions as of today. Welcome, welcome, season 2, episode 3. And joining us are my co-hosts. Hi guys, how are you today? And joining us for as our guest for tonight is Sam.
Hi,
Sam.
Sam.
Hey, Sam.
Sam.
Hi.
My inspiration, Sam.
Hello.
Sam. No, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and thank you for accepting our invitation para lumaho ka dito sa aming podcast. What ba? Podcast na lang tayo. Why not, 'di ba?
Bakit hindi? Di ba?
Oh, bakit hindi? 'Di ba kung makatulong? Anyway, yon. But what I really kasi when I met you, I was really inspired because like when I met you in the roundup in Baguio, right?
Yeah.
And I was told that you really like spearheaded that whole thing. But what really like impressed me and I was like amazed by it was you were what, a year into recovery pa lang, or 2 or something
Four.
like that.
4. Sobra ka naman, carbs. 4 years na pala eh.
Hindi, medyo ganun nga. Sabi ko, not, kasi parang ang bigat nung nung responsibility mo kaagad. Tapos with a newborn pa. Not naman newborn. Mga ilang months lang siya noon. Ilang months ba siya noon, nung baby?
Naka 1 year na siya noon.
Oh.
A few months. A year.
Wow. You were a new mommy and you took on this great responsibility to help others.
That was when you guys met for the first time?
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. I thought you guys were like friends for a while.
No, I met her through one of our other fellows also. So I was like, wow, ang galing mo. And you're so young. So, I want to know, of course, I want to know about, we want to know about your recovery journey and how you, from Davao to Baguio. How did that happen?
Layo. No?
Layo.
Oh,
Country.
Anyway, thank you first and foremost for inviting me, to share my truth, my experience, strength, and hope, in your podcast. I'm truly delighted to be here. And yeah, kanina when I was on my way back home, I wasn't really prepared, not really prepared at all for this. And I had to go through again, the notes, like what am I supposed to share, this and that. But then, I feel glad to just, know na kumbaga I'm just with a bunch of, to be a part of like a fellowship here in Davao, here in Baguio rather, with a bunch of recovering people also here, and witness milestones or people moving forward, this and that. But anyway, yeah, first things first, a short background about me. My name is Sam. I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic. My drug of choice is just alcohol. And I love
Talaga? Okay.
it's just alcohol.
Barbie feels it.
I know. I'm like, finally, someone like me.
Just alcohol. I've never done shabu. I did cocaine, but just once, out of curiosity. But then, I didn't really feel it. What pa ba? I did marijuana. I did some downers, narcs. I loved, I loved Valiums. I loved those kinds of stuff. But it wasn't something that I looked for. It was just really out.
Mm-mm.
I really
Yes,
loved
yes.
it.
It complements kasi the alcohol di ba?
Yeah,
That's
and I
what it
love the
does.
feeling after.
Oo, oo.
So yeah, I was born and raised in Davao City in Mindanao. Um, I went to a good school, a Catholic school in Davao. I was raised well by my family. I grew up in a compound. Nandun yung mga tito tita, when I mean tito tita, like brother and sisters of my lola, of my grandmom. So ayaw nila magpatawag ng lola. So tita or tito, ganon.
Mm.
So
Yes.
basically we stayed in my lola's house, in my grandmom's house. So ang daming mga parental figures, ang daming caregivers, quote unquote. So it's like my mom, she worked like a horse. I could say she was a workaholic
Mm.
because I could only see her in the morning and in the evening. In the morning, she'd wake up, like mag-yaw-yaw. When I mean yaw-yaw, like magdak-dak, she would nag. Because I wasn't really into eating breakfast ever since when I was a kid pa. And basically my relationship with my mom as a child, it was more of like she was a father figure because she was the breadwinner.
Mm.
Okay.
My lola, she was more of like a mom.
Mm.
My grand aunt or like my tita, she was the one who was sending me off to school because the parents couldn't really afford.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, he was the one who was like the house husband.
Mm.
So that
Okay.
was the family dynamics that I grew up with. And I was the youngest amongst all of the cousins. We were just four. And I didn't have any sister back then yet. So basically, if I were to be reminded by my childhood, okay naman siya. It was a happy childhood.
Mm.
However,
Mm-mm.
of course, I was raised by my dad. Yung papa ko matangkad, malaki. Parang si Cap. Ganon. Oo. Tapos nag-gym pa, diba? So, yung disiplina niya, he disciplined me in such a way, like the old school way, spanking,
Yeah.
pasok sa cabinet, pasok sa kulungan ng aso, those kinds of stuff. But which never really occurred to me that it would be a factor, growing up. Kasi for me, it was just like he was teaching me a lesson. I was punished this and that because I was misbehaving, parang ganon.
Yeah.
So, moving forward, okay ako nung grade school. I was an honor student. Tapos madaming mga best in whatever, mga ganyan, mga GMRC. Most generous, most helpful, mga ganun kaek-ekan, diba, in school. Tapos, I was involved in a lot of clubs in school. Most of the time, I was the leader in the groups,
Oh, wow.
Kumbaga,
Okay.
I was okay. Ganon.
All-star.
Parang ganun. Pero, not the nerdy type. Meron pa
Okay.
talagang mas matalino yung ganon. So, kumbaga, I was a behaved kid. Ganon. Tapos, my first recollection of alcohol, my tita, cousin of my mom, kasi sila mama, they would drink. Drinking was normal in the household. My mom drinks a lot. My dad would drink occasionally. Like if my mom drinks, then he drinks. Pero not as strong, not as grabe as my mom. Pag may mga family gatherings every Sunday, like kaming magpipinsan na apat, they would give us beer, pilsen.
Mm.
Parang okay, just drink. Parang for them kasi it's just alcohol, it's just
It's normal.
it's normal, 'di ba? So parang wala namang alcoholic sa pamilya, so parang yung ganon. And in Davao, iba talaga yung mentality in Davao, very traditional, very cultural at that time, not now, but at that time. So it's like okay lang siya, parang ganon. So I was 5 years old daw. My mom let my tita and tito watch over me. Tapos my mom came home daw. Tapos magalasing na ako kasi inubos ko daw isang bote ng wine. And I was sitting down the rocking chair and then I was saying daw, Mama, I'm drunk. Ganon. But really before, story niya lang yun. Kasi sabi ko, I couldn't remember. I was 5 years old. Like, huh? But I remember
Huh.
na I be joining them, like if they have gatherings or parties in the house or in the compound. Like, they will really give me, you try, you sip. Yung ganon.
Yeah.
I also clearly remember na, shucks, para tong juice. Diba? Parang it was really good already for me on my end.
Oo.
I mean, that's the farthest that I can recall of, my first drink, kumbaga.
Hmm.
So moving forward, at grade 5, 11 and a half years old, my sister came. So malayo yung gap namin.
Oh.
I was so happy. Hindi naman ako nagselos or anything because for the longest time, I always wanted to have a sister. And, you know, growing up, it felt like I was different from my schoolmates or classmates kasi majority of them, they had siblings and I didn't. Doon ako
Ah.
naisip. So, bakit sila meron ako wala? Yung mga ganun. And as a kid, I was I was very curious already. Like I wanted to know why. I wouldn't do anything if you're not gonna explain it to me why. Parang ganon. Sobrang
Mm.
makulit ako. Kumbaga. Kaya yun, high school, second year nag-OFW papa ko, thinking that baka he could already help financially because my mom already wanted to part ways sa compound. So when we moved out, they had a hard time, dealing with me because, kumbaga, na-spoil ako ng lola ko.
Hmm.
So, when we were already living in an apartment, they were having a hard time disciplining me. And then, my dad, so he left, overseas. And that's when everything happened, actually, yung problems sa household. And for me, when my dad left, my mom would drink and I would join her because it was normal. So, I felt the pain, seeing my mom now, seeing her that way. Kasi I always saw her as somebody really strong, as somebody who's
Hmm.
really, tiyaga
Yeah.
talaga, sipag talaga yung ganun. Tapos seeing her really broken because my dad left to work overseas, parang, that was something different na for me. So, because of that, I had to take care of my sister, I had to take care of the farm, and I was in high school. So, but still, studies, they were still good. My grades were still good, they were still high. I was part of the varsity team, soccer, sa defense ako. So it was like I enjoyed it. I loved soccer and you know, everything, my world during high school evolved around family responsibilities. Like I had to take care of a lot of people, I had to take care of everything because my mom wasn't really doing well at that time. But she was okay, but medyo ganun-ganon eh. Yung
Hmm.
yung behavior, yung responses, yung reactions. So I wasn't able to cope with it well. Hence, I just kept on drinking also with her. And I loved alcohol. I didn't really yung mga crush lang, but I never had a boyfriend in high school.
Hmm.
In college, okay naman din. I really wanted to go to Enron. I wanted to become a chef.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we didn't really have money, 'di ba, for Manila.
Oo, mahal ang Enderan.
Ang mahal. So, kaya sabi nung tita ko na nagpapaaral sa akin na the only way you can go and study in Manila if you're going to get a scholarship, right? So, I applied for a scholarship in Underon. I got it like 100% full scholarship.
Uy.
Wow!
And the thing is, hindi ako pinayagan.
What? Bakit?
Baka daw I'll end up like my mom na magre-rebelde. Yung mga ganon.
What?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
sayang. Sayang.
Yeah, yun. So, parang hassle. So, ako
Hmm.
naman, kasi stubborn, kasi lahat naman ginagawa ko, lahat ng hinihingi ninyo, binibigay ko, 'di ba? I wasn't being irresponsible. Dami ninyong ano, kasi it was like, I grew up with so many moms. I grew up, I had to take care of a lot of people, my lola, and then my this and that, So parang, I felt so, restricted to be me or to do things that I really wanted to do. And then
Yeah.
you told me if I'm gonna get a scholarship, and then I couldn't. Parang biglang ganon.
Hmm.
But still, I still applied again kasi may parang tenure lang. Parang may expiration yung response, kumbaga. So, expire na siya. So, I applied again. I was able to get a 50% scholarship. And then maybe down na if I enroll, whatever, in the long run, then I'll just apply again for another, for a scholarship na for if something opens. So, to cut the story short, hindi pa rin ako pinayagan kahit nakakuha ako noon, nung second time around. So, I had to stay in Davao kasi nga, I had to take care daw of everyone, sabi nila. So, I took up business management.
Mhm.
It was still in Ateneo. Tapos, parang, wala eh, kasi wala akong maisip na course kasi yung utak ko nandun lang ako sa gusto ko maging chef.
Yeah.
Ganon.
Yes.
And I wanted to be a pastry chef. Yun lang yun. Because it was really, I loved it, that's my passion. And kumbaga, sabi lang nila, basta you can't do anything, you're supposed to do what you need to do, finish school. If you're able to finish school, then go on with your life, do whatever you want. Yung mga ganun-ganon. So, okay, so I went to college. Drinking really progressed. It was already every day in college. And my alcohol was just really tanduay. I love tanduay. Why? Because number one, it's cheap.
Yes, I'm with you there, sister.
Yeah.
Carbs.
Yeah.
Sobrang mura. At that time, yung Junior Lapad, that was just like 30 pesos.
Oo, and it gets
Oh,
the
wow.
job done, di ba?
Please.
Kasha ka sa bag. Oh.
Sarap lang na parang, okay, isang ganun or dalawang lagok ng Junior Lapad and I'm good. I'm
Mm.
normal na. Parang, I'm really good. Bahala kayo sa buhay ninyo. So, give me everything. Parang ganun na, I can handle it. That was my approach, towards life.
Yeah.
So, every day. Siguro in 1 month, isang araw lang ako sober. Or hindi makainom.
Oh, wow.
And that's why I was still involved with orgs. I was doing frisbee, ganon.
So parang functioning alcoholic ka talaga.
Hyper-functional nga eh.
Hyper.
Oo.
Hyper-functional. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, kasi kaya siguro naging matagal yung progress ko or yung proseso ko sa recovery.
Oo. Tagal ng parang
Progression.
that you figured out that your life couldn't be manageable kasi it was still manageable
Yeah.
di ba?
Yeah. Everything was put into place pa kasi kaya pa eh. Yung ganon.
Kaya pa.
Kaya, it became alarming. The drinking became alarming when I was about to graduate college. Excuse me lang sa ikwento ko kasi we were having our graduation practice, my poop, it had blood already.
Oh.
Oh no. Oo
So,
na.
3 days straight na yon yung poop ko na may blood.
Oh,
And it
oh,
wasn't
oh.
fresh blood na baka almoranas lang, yung ganun. Hindi eh.
Oo. It was dark.
Yeah, and it was in the stool. So, when they checked, there was already something wrong. So, pinapunta ako sa doktor, we went to the doctor, tapos ano yun, yung may camera na ipapasok sa puwet.
Yung colonoscopy.
So, they found polyps.
Okay.
So, toxicologist was saying na, kasi she did like the intake thing, right? How much do you drink? How many times a day? Like, frequent, those kinds of questions. So, siya, nagulat siya kasi you're only 20 years old and you're drinking this much. Hence, no wonder tipong there's blood in your stool, right? So, he said that if you continue doing that, there is a big percentage or possibility that you'll die early if you're not gonna stop or if you're not gonna hold on to your drinks. Kasi sabi ko, why are you telling me to stop drinking? Na parang yung kung emotions lang pag-usapan, ito na lang ang inapapasaya sa akin eh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gulo na nga na yung ganun
Yeah.
na.
Yeah.
Gusto ko lang matapos na mag-aral para I can already do what I wanna do. Kasi yun yung sabi nila. Yung ganun.
Yeah.
Wanted to be free. And alcohol really made me feel free. Like I can do everything that, I want to do. I can be myself. And alcohol made me be me. Yung parang ganun. So, they gave me meds. I had that hydro something for the colon. Naging okay naman din eventually. I guess, I wouldn't really know kasi I did not check on it after. Kasi for me, I just continued to drink.
Even after that diagnosis, you still continued.
Yeah. I still
Okay.
continued to drink. I had my first relationship, I had my first boyfriend at the age of 20 also. Kasi ang priority ko, I want to finish para makawala ko sa sistema ng pamilya. Kasi yun
That was
yung goal ko eh.
Motivation mo, yeah.
Yeah, that's my motivation. So, yung mga boyfriend, boys came in super late na. So, I was 20 years old and I didn't like the relationship that I saw with my parents. So why would I waste time,
Oh,
In my head, ano ba yung magandang oras na pwede kong gamitin sa energy ko?
Mm.
Parang ganun.
okay.
So, relationship, that's out of the picture. Kaya, I wasn't really, may mga nagliligaw, pero parang, bahala kayo sa buhay ninyo. Parang ganun ako.
Yeah.
Basta ako ako para I can have my life. Yung ganun lang siya. So, merong yung relationship ko na yan, my first boyfriend, tiyaga niya ha, sa ugali kong to. Suplada pati. I swear. Ang tiyagaan niya, ligaw pa siya, yung mga ganun.
Oh,
Eh, hindi naman din siya well-off na tao na at that time, the allowance lang siya, magkano lang yung allowance niya. Naawa ako sa kanya, first date, lahat mga coins.
Ah,
Tapos nag-movie. Nood kami ng movie. I forgot. Rio yung movie I think noon. Yung
yung
Carol.
yung animated.
Oh, oh, I like that movie. Oh.
so that was the first date. I remember it pa. Kasi first time ko rin maka-experience ng date.
Hmm.
Yung ganun.
Oh, okay.
So parang, okay, so this is how it feels pala. So it feels weird. Yung alam mo yun, na parang yung kinilig. Yung ganun. Kasi hindi ko naman trip yung guy. Pero parang masabi lang na okay, naka-first date ako. Pero at
Mm-mm.
20, mga ganun. So, I remember nagbili siya ng McDo. Tapos kita ako, naawa ako sa kanya. Sabi ko, bakit piso-piso ito nakikita ko?
Nagbukas ng piggy bank.
Oh, hindi ka. Oh.
Oo. Eh sabi ko, para makalma ako, naghabol kami sa isang barkada namin. And it was like a barbecue place that had a bar, Nakalmado ako and I was able to drink my Red Horse na. I'm good na. Kumaga, okay, it was normal. So I can face this person na parang this is so weird. Parang ganon. My relationship with that guy, all I can really say, even from before, super tiyaga siya kasi he was able to keep up with, my behavior when I was always drinking. Like, he uses marijuana, he smokes marijuana. I don't know lang until today.
Okay.
Pero grabe siya magsistema din in terms of marijuana with weed, And we would sell space cakes. I would make space cakes para lang may extra. Ba, bakit hindi? Meron naman siyang may materyales naman siya. So, bakit
May
hindi?
ingredients, may stash.
Yeah. So why not, 'di ba? So that's how it was eh. The relationship that I had with him, it was labo noon because he was using, I was drinking, we were both active and acting. So kawawa siya, I was abusive physically. I don't know, yung pag there's this term in na Bisaya na we call maoy.
Yes.
Like when Carbs, ikaw na bahala mag-explain.
Yeah.
What's
Magmaoy.
like is it when you reach a certain height of like drunkenness, do you become violent, or is it like when you just fight, parang is it verbal abuse or physical abuse?
Both. Verbal and
Both.
physical.
Yeah.
And you would be under the influence of alcohol when this happens.
Yep.
Oo.
Siya yung battered ex.
Boyfriend, oo.
Pag natitrigger lang naman ako. Yun
Pag
yung
natitrigger.
pag pinapakialaman niya yung alak ko.
Oo.
lang.
Hindi naman all the time. Pag natitrigger
naman.
lang ako.
Oo.
I didn't like it before talaga na papakialaman mo yung alak ko.
Oo. Hated
Parang,
that.
"Uy, I'm not messing. I mean, I'm not bothering you with your weed, so why bother me with my alcohol?"
Right.
Yung
Oh,
ha?
Yeah.
May kanya-kanya businesses sa isa't isa. So, do your own thing. I'm doing my own thing. So, why are you telling me to stop drinking? Parang ganun nga. Dun talaga, as in na, I really get mad na, why? I'm spending my own money, my own savings, my own drink. So, alam mo yun, nung ganun. Though he was the only, kasi I had a lot of friends growing up also. But I only chose a few people. Hanggang ngayon, may ganyan ako. I can be seen with a lot of people, but I only chose a few that I really, confide myself with.
okay.
Ganun din kasi before. So, he was the only person din talaga that I can recall who really knew me. Even though I had my best friends and stuff. he was the only person who also knew what was happening in the household.
Okay.
Ganun yun. So, kaya when we broke up, nawalan ako ng best friend. Yun yung feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Get that. Mm-mm.
It was like hard for me to move forward because I couldn't, selfish pa rin eh. I still could, parang I couldn't find someone that I can, be myself with or speak to, na not being ashamed of how or what I was going through, with the family dynamics and stuff. So, parang naging kawalan siya dati. Yun yung,
Mm-mm-mm.
so, yeah, anyway, so, yun, graduated top 20 of the batch. Tapos, 2 weeks after, I was able to work na in Davao. It was a really good company with the Florendos. It was a good job.
Okay.
That's when drinking actually really escalated.
Mm.
Kumbaga, I could see the unmanageability. If I were to look back now, yung unmanageability ko noon, yung late, yun pala, isa na yun sa work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dinadaya yung time in and time out, isa din yun. Drinking habang nagwo-work, isa din pala yun. Yung ganun. Pero at that time, for me, walang problema kasi I was able to do my job.
Okay.
Mm-mm-mm.
So, pero kung sabihin nakaw, wala namang nakaw talaga kasi I was a purchaser eh. So maraming mga suppliers, lalo na pag Christmas,
Oo.
would give so
Yeah.
much stuff, diba? Gifts, quote unquote, yung mga ganon. So, kumbaga, for me, I was able to sustain my drinking. And I was also taking up my master's in business administration at that time. So, parang for me, there was really no problem.
Okay.
Yun.
Yes.
Kaya, after 2 years, at the age of 22 pa 23 na ako, doon na nagkaroon ng intervention. So,
Oh.
that's
What
when
caused it?
What caused it? Yeah.
I had, the psych said, substance-induced psychosis.
Oh,
Sa drinking.
Like, what happened?
I couldn't remember what I did during that day. Or during one day, hindi ko malala lahat ng mga nangyari. Parang I said daw to my ex na may naghahanap sa kanya. Parang ganon. Bahay.
Okay.
Tapos, kasi when I woke up, yun talaga yung nasa utak ko na somebody was looking for my ex and then, kasi may mga pasa-pasa ako na I couldn't remember where I got it. Tapos, pero buong buo sa utak ko na somebody was looking for him tapos yung mga taong yun, binugbog ako.
oh,
And then next day, so I told my ex about it, natakot yung ex ko, even the mom got scared, those kinds of stuff, ganun na drama. So the next day, soon to find out, it wasn't real.
Oh.
Where did you get the bruises?
yeah. Where did you get the?
Yeah.
My mom.
Ah! Magsalpukan kayo.
Oh,
Sabi ko, no, somebody came in the other night, ganun. Sabi niya, ako yun. Ganun siya.
Si mami pala.
Kasi she was trying to wake me up. I couldn't wake up
Mm-mm-mm.
now. Yun yung nangyari. So, that's what happened. Kaya pinasike. Kasi taranta na yung mama ng ex ko na, what's happening? I won't put him out of he can't get out of the house hanggat hindi ma-clear out yun. So, nung na-clear out na yun ng psychiatrist, yun na yun. So, sabi na nung psychiatrist, there's something wrong na. You need to get a detox, this and that, or at least
Mm.
you need to go in sessions. Nag-second opinion kami sa ibang psychiatrist. So,
Mm.
same rin ang sinabi nung psychiatrist na isa, nung second opinion na there's something wrong in terms of your drinking. So,
Mm-mm-mm.
it's not the usual or the normal,
yeah.
it's not the normal way how people drink. And what happened to you, that's not a normal thing, kumbaga.
Yeah.
So, kaya they let me be on meds. Yun
Mhm.
yung time ng mga V's and stuff. So, parang sarap namang ihalo. Yung ganon.
Yeah. Oo.
So, parang, why not? Pero in fairness, my mom, she would administer my meds every night. Tsaga-tsaga siya kahit umaga. She would really monitor to the point na she will really sleep beside me just to make sure that I'm not gonna drink.
Mm-mm-mm.
For her, she thought kasi na she can do it. She can let me stop. I don't have to ask for help. No intervention is needed, kumbaga. Kasi siguro, being a mom now, kahit ako ngayon, nanay naman ako ngayon, I will really do everything for my, daughter.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what she was really doing ever since, like inaako niya lahat ng responsibilities and caretaking me at that time, thinking that she will be able to cure me, parang ganon.
Yes.
Oo.
Oo.
So yun, so unmanageabilities, ang dami naman din pala nun na kung saan ako natutulog, sa kalsada ako natutulog, this and that.
Mm.
I'd pass out for 2 days, 3 days, not remembering anything.
Wow.
So, that's how it was eh. Kaya, for me kasi, at that time, everything was still okay because kaya ko pa rin mag-work. Kaya ko
Mm.
mag-provide, money. I can still give out money to the family. I can still go to school, take my masters. I'm still, I'm functioning, like what you guys mentioned earlier. So, there's nothing wrong. So, wala eh. Kumbaga, there was already a time, kasi nakadalawang detox na ako noon. And then my mom set boundaries na if you're going to pass out again and won't wake up, kasi there was a time that, as in, parang I really wanted to die na rin. So, yung dalawang panig ko ng Valiums, ininom ko lahat. And then I was also drinking. So, that was the time na my mom really drew her boundaries na you're gonna go to rehab na.
Mm.
Was that like a suicide attempt or you just wanted to take that many Valiums para lumakas yung tama ng drink,
It
ng
was a
alcohol?
suicide attempt.
It was a suicide attempt. Oo, I understand that.
Kasi parang napagod na ako eh. Yung gano'n na. I
Yeah.
don't wanna stop
Yeah.
drinking, but I cannot.
Yeah.
Yes, oo. I understand that fully. I actually did the same thing. Kasi I got tired na eh. I got tired. Sabi ko, I want this to stop. I want this cycle to stop and I didn't know how. Because wala pa yung program. I didn't know anything about it. So parang my only solution was, let's just end it all. Diba? There's no way out. I'm just hurting the people that I love. O sige, let's escape. Let's just end
Yeah.
this na.
Mm.
Oo, gets ko yan.
That was the vicious cycle na.
Yes.
Yeah, yun. After that detox in the hospital, they put me in Davao.
Okay.
So private rehab in Davao. I was still taking meds. Wala eh. For me, it was just compliance kasi naka-leave of absence lang ako sa work.
Mm.
So I just had to comply with everything. They had the 12 steps inculcated in their program, but
Okay.
parang yung program niya, yung modality niya, it was eclectic eh. So it had the
Huh.
structure, it had 12 steps, parang
Yeah.
sa Bisaya pa saksak sinagol. Kumaga minex nila lahat. Yung
Okay.
ganun. So for me, in my head lang din, lapas talaga ng utak ko, 'di ba? In my head lang din, I'm just gonna finish this, because after treatment, I'm gonna go back to work. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
back to my normal life. I'm gonna,
Yeah.
continue on with my masters.
Yeah.
There were things in the rehab, but there weren't really outsiders allowed, so it was just us, clients. And when I was in my aftercare already, that was the first time I encountered the 12 steps meeting outside the facility. So I was so angry seeing people happy. Like I was itong mga buang na to. Masaya pa sila. I won't believe in you guys and you're not drinking anymore. Mahulog kayo. Yung ganun. No, excuse me. No way. I'm not gonna believe in you. You guys are happy not using and drinking. Like, hello. Yung parang ganun may sa utak ko. Yung pala naiingit lang ako. Looking back. Ngayon pala, kaya pala buwisit na buwisit sa kanila kasi naiingit ako na they're happy, joyous, and free. And that's what I've always wanted to attain. Yung ganun nga. Kaya, yun, I went into the meeting sa Davao, Madayaw Davao group. Sa Davao
nice.
kasi, maliit lang yung group. And at that time, halo-halo. So, whoever attended the NA would attend the AA, vice versa. So, I was their baby. As in, I was so spoiled. Pero hindi naman yung codependency type of spoiledness, yung ganon.
Yeah.
They were not controlling me. They were just letting me be. Ganon. They were guiding me all throughout. Because I was the youngest amongst the members. So, I was 23.
Wow, that's young to start in the program.
Nabwisit ako. 23, you're telling me I can't drink anymore? Powerless? Powerless my ass. I'm working. I have this, I have that. I'm functional. I was always complaining, I was really always complaining because I wanted to know why. And I also wanted to know the formula on how you guys are so happy and I'm not.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How
So
long did it take for you to be in the program to kind of get it, to finally understand what it's about?
it took me 3 trips to rehab, one
Oh,
trip to a house.
all in Davao?
All in Davao na.
Second rehab was in Cebu. It was a TC. I stayed there for a year.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh, okay. Wow. And then,
Um, and then the halfway house in Manila when I was working in Manila.
okay.
And the third was already in Angeles.
Angeles.
That was the last. And sana by God's grace, it will be the last. And I'm claiming it. It's gonna be the last. Yung ganun.
Oo. What happened that made it be the last? Was there something that parang a realization or like some kind of rock bottom or whatever? What made this last one different from the previous, 'di ba? That you've been through TC, you've been through previous rehabs. What made this last one parang the deciding factor for you that that's it for me?
Hmm.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Cause 5 years ago, wala eh. 3 days blackout, waking up in my piss,
Ooh,
seeing my family, they're no longer in the house. So many bottoms that I couldn't really see as bottoms kasi I was still trying to fight, but no. The shame, the guilt, kasi in and out of the fellowship, in and out of treatment, the abuses that I did to myself, as a woman, the things that I had to do just to get my alcohol also.
Hmm.
Um, People I've damaged, people I've harmed, people that I would say na I love them, but like my family, but I did not really value them because I couldn't stop drinking. And that hopelessness na I reached a point na I was just waiting to die. I was drinking and drinking and drinking until I die, I die. And everybody knew, lalong-lalo na my mom and my dad, na if I continue drinking at that rate and at that pace, I'm really gonna die. Because my body was really bad na. Those factors made me really decide to call my sponsor. In fairness ha, yung sponsor ko at that time, she's in the other fellowship in NA. I think Cap knows her. So,
Yeah. That's how I
yeah.
kind of met you, kind of, no?
Yeah.
Well, like 4 or 5 years ago already.
Yeah. So, she was really kind, very loving, sobrang pasensyosa, sobrang tiyaga niya sa akin. Kasi for 6 years na mag-on kaming bilang sponsor-sponsee.
6 years pa yun.
Yeah, 6 years kami noon. Prior to meeting you, Cap. 6 years kami.
Ah,
I think 4 years pa. Parang ganon, mga ganon na. Ilang years na rin kami noon.
that's right.
So,
Okay.
yun, that was her love and her passion and dedication to help, a person like me. That's what really filled all of the emptiness, initially. I called her. She said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah." Because, I'm totally effed up na, yung ganun na feeling. I just wanna die na. Pero I'm
Okay.
so tired of attempting to die because parang ang tagal. Alam mo yun? Ang hassle. Ganun na feeling na ang tagal. Kailan pa ba? Yung ganun nga. So, it was either Baguio or Angeles. So, my dad chose and my parents chose to send me off to Angeles. They didn't want they didn't want to take me to rehab anymore. Actually.
Okay.
Sabi nga ni Papa, I'd rather see you die na lang instead of, putting you into rehab and wasting money and time and effort and emotions, all of those investments. Kung hindi ka naman din magre-recover, 'di ba?
Yeah.
So, yun, sabi lang nila na last na to. Natutulungan ka namin. Kung hindi, kung magre-relapse ka, pasok ka na namin sa kulungan. Maghahanap kami ng paraan para ipasok ka. Yun yung sabi ni Papa. Yung ganun. Kasi wala na eh. Pagod na sila eh. Bottom na. Sila yung na-bottom na eh. Sila yung
Yeah.
So yun, those were the factors that really that feeling of hopelessness and despair, and yun talaga yun. So I knew going to Angeles was going to be painful.
Mhm.
I knew that I already, kasi bagong luma na daw ako, sabi nila. So ano pa yung hindi ko alam, kumbaga, 'di ba? Nagsi-service work ako. I was doing service in Mindanao, both fellowships. So, ano pa yung, pero I kept on relapsing every 2 to 3 months. That was my pattern. So, ano pa kaya yung matulong ng rehab sa akin, kumbaga. That's what the program director told me. So, sabi pa niya, wala na kaming maitutulong sa'yo. Wala nang tools kaming ibibigay sa'yo kasi you already know everything. But maybe that's the reason why you keep on relapsing, because you know
Know
everything.
everything. Different
Yeah.
approaches pa eh, because you said, you were in a TC,
Mhm.
and then so not every exposure that you had was, 12-step based in the traditional way.
Yeah. And you also
Yeah.
had one-on-one counseling, those kinds of stuff with the psych and the therapist. So it was like, ano pa, 'di ba? So this time around, if you're really tired and if you've been digging your bottom so many times that you can't even count anymore. So can you try to be teachable? Yun lang yung tanong sa akin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so you just started. I mean, like, Angeles, was it a good place? What it was? Of course, at first, I'm sure you were missing your family, you were missing Davao,
Yeah.
and everything like that. But you stayed in Angeles all these. I mean, like, not in Angeles. You moved to Baguio
Yeah.
right after, or you stayed in Angeles pa.
I stayed in Angeles for 2 years. I was a client for 6 months. But as a client, 4 months pa lang, they already involved me as a relapser. And
Mm.
ang luma na daw. So, it was more of like a recall type of treatment na parang, pull you out of everything muna, and then, refresh yourself, face yourself, deal with the traumas, deal with everything. The reason why pala I kept on relapsing was because of the traumas that I had to go through and that I also put myself into. Yung ganon. So, I couldn't handle the emotions. Drinking was my escape, like literally my escape. And drinking numbed everything in me. Kaya it was so painful in Angeles. Kahit sabihin 2 years ako doon, masakit siya dahil wala nang excuse eh. I had to face me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yung pangit ko, 'di ba? Parang kung yung concept ko and perception ko sa sarili ko, I was so ugly. You know, how am I being loved? Or how am I lovable? How am I worthy? How am I, caring? How can I be this person that I'm not? Kasi for the longest time, misconstrued na yung utak ko na I am this person. This is Sam. This is Sam na an alcoholic who's really wala. Effed up. Wala na. Parang ganon. Patapon na yung buhay. But in Angeles, kaya I chose to stay longer there.
Yeah.
Not as a client, but working there also already eventually. Because staying in the field helped me understand me.
Yes.
Knowing more about addiction and the disease itself helped me understand me. Dealing with clients in Angeles, lalo na yung mga babae. At that time, umaabot mga babae na 9 women. Malipit
Talaga? Wow,
Yeah.
that's a lot for women.
a lot. So, kumbaga, they teach me how to be me. Ganun yung naging concept ko noon na ang bilis ko din kasi maawa. Yung ganun nga, na parang,
Yeah.
yung ganun, tapos, ganun. So, parang, wala eh, yun yung naging driving force. That's what motivated me. Eventually, after 2 years, I got an offer to work at a startup rehab in Baguio. So, they made me their admin head. So, since my exposure was more in corporate, so I put up I set it up, the admin part.
Oh, wow.
Galing.
So,
Oh.
That's how it was. So, pero at that time kasi, I put myself into a relationship that I wasn't supposed to be in.
Of
Also,
course, di ba? That's part of
Yeah.
recovery.
yeah,
Resounding agreement, ah.
Oo,
yeah.
that's part of recovery. Learning the hard way.
Oh, eh sabi naman nila, no major decisions in 2 years. Oh, wala namang major decisions. Dumikit na ako dyan sa Angeles, di ba? So, ngayon nag 2 years ako, so baka, di ba?
Yeah.
Baka naman, di ba?
Yan.
Beke naman.
Oh, so, he's also a recovering person. He's actually my husband now.
Yay! See, never listen to the old timers. You never know.
You never know na naman talaga eh, di ba?
Sabi naman, you can never can tell. But you
Diba?
know what? Sam, parang what I see is like, service really helped you so much, 'di ba? Kasi parang with the story that you're saying, nung una kasi it's parang you were more focused on your shame, 'di ba? On your guilt and how you saw yourself and how you cannot stand yourself and what you saw. But the moment na parang you were given this opportunity to help others, parang naiba, 'di ba? Parang all of a sudden the focus was not on you anymore, but
Mhm.
was to help others. Do you feel like that's what kind of helped you with your recovery service?
That's exactly what helped me, Barbs.
Mm.
Service.
The service.
I have a question for you. But I mean, like, you're away. I mean, did you ever feel the pull of going back to Davao?
Yeah. Yeah. I was 2 years sober. I
Okay.
visited my mom in Davao. Actually, had I not go through that heartbreak at that time, I wouldn't go home to Davao. So I went home to Davao. She was 1 year pa lang nga na sober noon. They already wanted me to go home. Ako yung
Okay.
nagsasabi, hindi ko kaya. Because I cannot assure you that I will not hurt you guys anymore.
Oh,
I'm a
wow.
big
Wow.
That's
working.
great. Kasi it came from
Yeah.
you eh, 'di ba? Nanggaling talaga sa'yo.
And
Kasi
then,
ilang beses na kasi eh. Kaya yun yung parang I'm the girl who cried wolf sa family. Kumbaga, so it's like I don't wanna give them false promises or false hopes at least na hey, I'm already okay. Kahit na sila na yung nagsasabi, come home na, I'm going to do this, we're going to do that, you need to take care of us. Kasi ganun yung role ko. Even up until now, natanggap ko na rin yung role ko na ako yung troubleshooter nila. Yung ganun nga.
Yeah.
So, that's why sabi ko, I can't, at that time, I couldn't. Even until now, I couldn't. Because I couldn't feel as if that I'm quote unquote fixed, na I'm ready to be with you guys. And especially now kasi may anak na ako. Pero sige, we take out picture. So it's like, I can't kasi hindi ko talaga, siguro fear ko na rin yun as an alcoholic na I might hurt you guys again.
Yeah.
Yung ganon.
Mm-mm.
So might as well na I need to fix my, my part muna. My end muna, like fully fix myself. Pero naging gradual naman yung uwi-uwi ko. Dati 1 week lang, tapos mag 2 weeks, hanggang maka 3 weeks na ako sa bahay, yung ganun. At saka, kumbaga, it also allowed, my absence allowed my sister to help out also in the household.
okay.
Oo. So, kaya sabi ko sa parents ko no na, you involve my sister kasi like now, 'di ba? Lalo nung nabuntis ako, nagkaanak ako, sabi ko, I can't na eh. Hindi na basta-basta. I also need to consider my child. Ganun na pala siya ngayon. Yung ganun. So, no eh. Siguro ngayon, like, siguro if my husband doesn't work here in Baguio, siguro mag-uwi ako Davao. Yung ganun. Para to be close to my dad and my sister. Especially now na wala na si mama. Yung ganun.
Yeah.
Oo.
So, it's like, pero yung sabihin na, can I see myself live there in Davao? Siguro I can say like 60 or 70% yes, and then the rest no. Yung ganun.
Still
Kasi I
relatively
feel,
high.
yeah.
60-70%.
Yeah. Kaya sa Davao kasi parang it's not the expectations of the family are there. I've accepted that.
You
But
might
I don't want to live following their rules.
Yeah.
I don't want to live because they said so, or utang na loob, yung mga ganon.
Yeah.
Now that I'm in recovery, I'm learning to be me. Kumbaga, I'm
Mm-mm.
learning to make decisions on my own, not because they told me to do so. Yung ganon.
sarap
Kaya,
no.
ganon. Sarap! Yung freedom na yun.
Sarap no.
Yeah.
Freedom
Sounds
to
like
make
it sounds like you're doing it the right way. Because it's a different ball game than what you're talking about, the family dynamics. I mean, I kind of learned the hard way, no, na maybe it was unfair for me to expect that AA and the 12 steps were supposed to solve all my problems. The only guarantee really is that I'm going to recover from like a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body with respect to alcohol. Everything
Yeah.
else, if anything, like I can now see that recovery gave me a foundation, if anything, so that I can look at things with saner, more sober eyes. And then I can start to examine things like familial relationships and the way that I am with people and different things. It doesn't all just magically go away just because I got sober.
True. Di
Yeah.
siya palang pill lang and then, poof,
Yeah.
it's already okay. Kung pwede lang, di ba?
Yeah,
I wish.
there's so much, You're this is great. So the funny thing is, I thought because you and I, Sam, we met for the first time in Baguio, but
Yeah.
right, because we didn't see each other in Cebu like 4 years ago.
No.
But we've been in touch for different things over like almost like 4 or 5 years now.
Yes.
Kasi when you were in Angeles, and I thought that honestly, I thought the three of you guys knew each other because of your sponsor. I just assumed that I was too shy to ask, but you keep on popping up everywhere, and so I've actually been really amazed. I've been low key like amazed by your journey because I couldn't figure out like where the fuck does she come from? Because when I first got in touch with you, your sponsor, I was supposed to help out or do something for the Angeles roundup that was supposed to happen before lockdown, and you were my contact, right?
Mm.
And then 2 years after that, we got connected again because an exchange of materials, recovery materials for Baguio, and I was like, oh,
Mhm.
she's in Baguio, and then I found out later on that like you're also tight with I know some of the guys from Davao and then Cebu. So I'm like, where the fuck does she come from? She's like everywhere.
She's everywhere. She
Yeah.
teleports.
And always in the middle of service. And I know, so it's really been
That's so great.
it's amazing. You're a wonder to me. So it's good to be able to hear more of your story and like, that background.
Now we know where you come from.
Now we know where you come from.
Yeah. Now you know the origins.
And
Parang the origin story of Sam.
nice. It's
Wala
nice.
eh.
Okay.
That's where alcohol brought me. Diba? It took me to places.
Yes,
There you
yes.
go.
Oo.
But you say that
Palaboy-laboy.
all of those, I mean, like, diba, you went to from Davao, Cebu, Manila, Angeles, Baguio. That's like Mindanao, Visayas, Luzon. Like, talagang pinaan mo yung buong bansa, diba? Pero,
Sana may Siargao para masaya. Yun ang missing.
On the way
tayo.
back. So return trip.
Return trip, diba? Doon ka tumaan para masaya. No, but would you say na, I mean, like all of those places, it left a mark on you, of course. Like the halfway house in Manila, you mentioned, right?
Mhm.
How long did you stay there? What were the benefits naman of you in Cebu? What did you think you learned from the
Yeah, the
Using-
halfway house, the PC, yeah.
PC and everything?
PC is I'm never going back there. Yun ang lesson.
Ay, wag. Wag.
I'd
Kasi
rather
there's a lot of
die.
people na like just like you, there's a lot of people na sige, pupunta ako dito, like geographically like trying to move themselves somewhere else.
Yes.
Ever.
Mm-mm.
Just
And
like, they're
thinking
trying na
that
parang, this is gonna be something new, something fresh.
yes, and that the change of place is going to change,
Me.
their sobriety, diba? But it's not the place.
No.
It's you.
It's not
Yes.
talaga. Like for
Okay.
example, the one in Manila. How long did you stay there?
I only stayed there for 10 days.
Are you
Mm-mm.
serious? Why? What happened?
Biglang,
Anong
why?
ginawa
What
ng
did you
Manila
do?
sa'yo at hindi ka pwedeng umistar dito?
I was too basically ayokong tumigil uminom.
Oo.
My sponsor, ang laki talaga ng contribution ng sponsor ko, I swear. Yung
Yeah.
gano'n, ang tsaka niya.
Where
So,
is your sponsor from?
Manila.
Manila. Oo.
Wait, the sponsor that like Sam's former sponsor?
Before?
The one- Is that who you're asking about, Barbie?
Yes.
The first woman sponsor, the one who I was pertaining to na big contributor,
Mhm.
she's from Manila. Now kasi I have a
Okay.
different sponsor now. She's a foreigner naman. She's from Germany.
Okay.
Oh.
Na, finally. Kilala niyo rin.
Oo,
Yeah.
parang
Oh,
kilala
she's-
ko nga.
she's
I think she's
awesome.
the best.
Yeah.
She's
I
my
love
sponsor now.
her.
Back in Germany na nga. So sabi ko, there's this podcast thing, ganito, ganyan. So sabi niya, oh, that's great. She's talking about fun, enjoy the moment, those kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
She's
Mm-mm.
totally opposite of, me. Parang ganun.
She's so positive. She's so knowledgeable.
Oh,
She
she's the
rocks.
best.
I even
Yeah.
told her, you rock.
She's
We did
funny.
the hiking meetings when we were in Cebu. She taught me so much in like 2 mornings. It was fucking amazing.
Is she
No, she's
going
great.
to the convention?
Yeah,
Yay!
she.
I
Yeah.
want to meet her in person. I'm her fan. Ganun eh.
She's
Oo.
funny. She's really funny, and she's so light to talk to. Yung
Yes.
sponsor na yun.
Mm-mm.
Ayun. I only stayed there for
Manila.
10 days.
Oh,
Yeah, kasi
Candy.
she want that sponsor, my previous sponsor, she wanted to take me to Baguio kasi there was that bear thing going on. It was in
Okay.
2016. So, kasi she was also gonna do some volunteer work here in Baguio at that time.
Hmm.
Sabi ko, I'm not gonna go there. Why would, I have work. Yun yung sa utak ko I have work. I need
Mm-mm.
bills. Yung sobrang lakas talaga na, totoong justified na I have to stay, So, yun, that's what happened to me. But yung take ko dun sa halfway house, the house manager at that time, we're really good friends up until now pa rin. She's also from Manila. You know, I learned na kahit wala siyang kaalam-alam sa akin, hindi niya ako kilala.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah. That house manager, she fetched me before kasi going to the halfway house. I was in Mandaluyong, yung public hospital nila doon. I woke up
Hmm.
in the ER of the hospital and chinek ko nga muna kasi when I checked, wala akong chinelas. I could pee, may dextrose ako dito. I had to slap myself pa na is this everything, totoo ba tong lahat? Ganon. O
Mm-mm.
pala na nasa ospital ako. Sabi ko, I wouldn't be that drunk to check myself into the hospital, because I don't have money. Parang ganun. So, I had to check like my cellphone ba wala daw akong phone, wala akong wallet. So paano ako napasok sa hospital? So basically I passed out. So this woman, recovering person, the house manager of the halfway house, she and her now husband picked me up in the hospital. She paid for the bill.
Wow.
Yung sponsor ko tinawagan pala siya.
Okay.
So that's what I learned. For as long as I'm in recovery, and there are people, kahit hindi ka nila kilala or hindi ko rin sila kilala, tutulong sila dahil innate na pala sa nature ng isang recovering person na tumulong. Parang ganun.
Yes. So that's
That's-
the whole point of the program, diba? Is to help others, diba? And to pass the message to
Yeah.
to somebody else, diba? And I really feel like I know you've been through so much, but when I think about it, it's like I know na parang it's so cheesy na parang, oh, I had to go through all of this to be who I am today. But it's so true kasi parang I feel like you've done it all, 'di ba? And whoever you encounter who asks for your help, kunyari sasabihin nila, I almost died, na-ospital ako. Oo, ilang beses na nangyari sa akin. You can like relate. You can relate to anybody else's story because kasi people won't be, 'di ba, people in recovery won't believe the person who's giving them advice or guidance unless they've been through it, 'di ba, themselves. and you seem to be the person who's been through it all.
Ano bang ipasa sa'yo lahat ng tumatawag sa akin?
Oh, may tumatawag dyan na lasing. Oh my
Ang dami
God.
tumatawag sa akin, pero may
First year
pasa
pa
sa'yo.
magsalita, I need a meeting, yung mga ganun.
Oo,
Oo.
mga
You want to
ganon.
join the
Grabe.
helpline? Yeah.
Oo, tsaka ano, dalawang girlfriend ko.
Yan.
Ganyan.
Oo.
Ah,
Dami.
Somebody needs to pick me up. Pa ganun.
Oo, madami. Pasa ko sa'yo minsan. No, just kidding.
Ang dami na niyang
No,
ginagawa.
because you're right about it. Yung makatulong ka lang sa tao. Or, 'di ba, just because like, yung mga tumulong din naman sa akin na, 'di ba, yung pinagtsagaan din naman yung behavior ko.
Mm.
Was patient enough to tolerate me. Tolerate me and in general kasi, you know, we're all fucking crazy. To be honest, right? Even sorry to say, the old timers, they can be crazy too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kaya nga
And
more eh.
and
Yeah.
it takes different kind of crazy to tolerate
Na crazy.
crazy person. And
Mm-mm-mm.
service for me kasi parang sabi ko sa akin na pumayag ako na yung number ko nasa website, 'di ba? Sabi na para may babae naman na Pero feeling ko kasi mga lalaki na it's okay. It's okay.
The men prefer you.
Don't mind naman diba? Because like there's a lot of calls that really what do you call this? It reminds me of where I came from.
Mm.
I don't want to go back to that. That you hear the despair on the phone,
Yeah.
you hear
Mhm.
the hopelessness,
Yes.
you hear
Oh,
you
it's a
hear the
reminder, di ba?
it's a
Mhm.
big reminder. Tapos, but then I also get the non-believers or the ones
Mm.
that are egotistical na
And super in denial. Oo.
denial and egotistical. And that too reminds me of how I was.
Mm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Exactly.
Especially them.
Yeah.
Oo. They're
Diba?
good teachers, ha? They're really good teachers.
Good
The
teachers.
challenging ones, they're
Yes.
Mm-mm-mm.
teachers.
Did you ever encounter, like, with your service work, the most, I mean, I don't wanna, we're not gonna name names or anything like that. Did there ever come a point of you wanting to just like drop everything na?
Ay,
Parang,
sobra.
diba?
Ah, sabi,
Mm-mm.
like, sobra. Even, kasi now, I'm involved in service in DNA fellowship.
Hmm.
I never
Mm-mm.
took shabu, ha? Yung ganun. Never took shabu. Yung ganyan. So, parang,
Unfair, no?
I'm surrounded with a bunch of addicts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm surrounded with so many personalities, so many beliefs, different values, different principles that they really, ponder on. Um, Strong personalities, yeah. Eh, sabi ko sa partner ko, so fuck everything, NA, never again, excuse me. Yung ganun nga. There's so many times that I will tell him, sabi ko, I'm not gonna, NA equals never again, excuse me, bahala ka sa buhay.
NA is never again.
Merch, Tinapon ko 'to ng lahat ng merch na 'to. Ganito pala, ganun pala. That's how, my committee, and that's how I am. Backdoor,
Mm.
'di ba?
Yeah.
Na
We're only human, di ba?
there's so
Yeah.
many times kahit nga last week sabi ko, I'm gonna give up na. Ta's nire-remind ako nung isang kasama ko sa service. Malapit na matapos yung term, abang-abang ka na lang, yung gano'n.
Oh.
Just
Mm-mm-mm.
really nice. Kahit nasa service ako, I never depend on myself in making decisions. I always call my
Oh, good.
mentor, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao mentors, always.
Oo.
Ganun. To ask, because that's what I've learned eh.
Hmm.
I learned not to be teachable for the longest time, for 6
Mm.
months of continuously relapsing. So, yung naging solution ko, be teachable. So, there are times na nga na
Mm-mm-mm.
naiirita na yung mentors ko na magsabi sa akin na, ano ba yan? Parang 1+1=2 na lang yung sagot na yan. Why do you have to ask me pa? Why don't you just make the decision? Sabi ko, I just want to be sure, diba? Kasi,
Yes, yes.
alam ko naman din na baka misconstrued yung decision na yun kasi biased ako sa ganitong klaseng, yung bagay, yung mga ganun nga. I'm not, as much as piniga ko sarili ko while I was in treatment, took off all of the masks, hindi naman yung sinasabi nila na ano yun, false humility. It wasn't like that eh. It was more of I was already scared na I might go back to how I used to be. More
Mm,
of like, kaya in service, ang dami talaga, sobrang daming mga old-timers na sabi ko, puta mo,
Mm-mm.
drunk naman nata ito eh, kasi ganito, may nagaganito, yung mga ganun.
Yeah.
What really motivates me,
Yeah.
um, this is my way of paying my gratitude to those who really helped me out.
Yes.
Brothers in Mindanao, in Davao, even my mentor in Davao, he was my very first sponsor, that old-timer there. You know, every time I see, naiiyak na naman ako. Every time I see them, I always say thank you. Thank you
yeah.
so much for, I know you guys were pushing me, were forcing me to do service even from before, which I never understood why. Kahit lang yung magsama-sama pag mapunta kami ng Pulumulok, magpunta kami Jensan, ganun-ganon, just to set up meetings. I didn't understand the essence kasi I wasn't at that, in denial pa talaga ako na alcoholic.
Mm-mm.
May sakit ako, yung ganun nga. So, ngayon na naiintindihan ko na yung concept and I'm already experiencing it, that service thing. It's like, dati nahihiya ako na I have nothing to bring, kahit pang 7th rad. Wala akong pamasahe, susunduin nila ako sa bahay. Ang bahay namin sa Davao nasa bukid, yung mga ganun. They will, tiyaga nila sobra. Kahit yung sa sponsor ko pa lang dati, yung sponsor kong yun, sobrang tiyaga din niya sa akin na she can put up with all of my BS and all of my, craziness. These people were able to, wala akong kabayaran eh. How am I supposed to pay them? So it's just through service. Ang sabi lang nila na, Sam, just continue what you're doing. Just continue doing service. Sabi ko sa kanila, yung dalawang tao na yun, yung dalawang magkapatid na yun, sabi ko, wala akong may bayad sa inyo. Siguro thousands of pesos na utang ko sa inyo, lahat ng mga unity days na na-attendan natin, yung mga ganun, kahit mga plane tickets.
Mm-mm.
But they believed eh. They planted that seed. And
Yeah.
now it's, I guess, a day at a time. It's growing. There are times na, like what Carbs was asking earlier, na are there times? Yeah, there are always times na, fuck everything. Bahala kayo sa buhay. You go fuck yourselves. Na gano'n na parang,
Oo,
puta,
oo.
Uh-uh.
I'm not a saint. I'm not,
Mm-mm.
Not
I
safe.
can't be plastic. Hindi rin ako marunong makipaglaro. Yung mga ganun. So
Mm.
it's like, what you see is what you get, like what I say, parang,
Mm.
kaya siguro, that's also one thing, na I have so many defects of characters, but when I do service, it motivates me to become a better person than how I was yesterday, or a while ago. Yung ganun,
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
pambawi ko na lang, ganun.
Oo.
Bayaran ko sa lahat, kumbaga.
Yeah.
Ayun.
There's that part no
So,
and how it works where it says the point is that we are willing to grow along spiritual lines. And when you said that you talked to your mentors before and they said you just make a decision, honestly I think na as long as you have that willingness to grow along spiritual lines, then whatever decision you make today, maybe the outcome isn't so good or whatever, like it all works out in the end.
yeah.
Kasi
Yeah.
you're still trying your best today to make a decision that isn't completely based on self. And so if you keep on doing
Mm-mm.
that, no, then it'll work out. You'll see naman na, okay, maybe that wasn't like the best attitude that I had or the best motivation, but then somehow it's not as bad. Like for me, it's not nearly as bad as when I'm really trying to push my will. I know the difference naman, no?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's kind of at the heart of it. Like one of the things that you shared that stuck with me also is when you were asked about like what Barb's asked you what changed in Angeles, and you said you were that was when you were like able to face yourself. And it's crazy because like you started off in Davao and you had all these stops along your journey. How many times and situations did you really have when you were alone with yourself? Not even counting the 1 year that you were in the TC. And yet it took all the way for you to get to Angeles in order to have that moment. And so it's almost like, when you talk about like God's timing, like there's something in the process where like we really just don't know when it hits. Like my last drink
Yeah.
is not the most spectacular that I have ever had or the biggest flame out or
Mm-mm.
whatever, but
Mm-mm.
it was time and something cracked already for me.
Yeah.
It's
I said in a previous episode the same thing. My bottom wasn't like the most like the worst one. It was something that had happened so many times, but you wake up and you're just so tired. You're just so tired, and everybody wants to ask me, so what happened? I was like, same shit. It's just
Same
that when
shit.
I woke up that day, I was already just tired, and I was ready. And I really believe that it was my higher power talaga who it's his timing. It's his timing. Now, okay, you've already tried to kill yourself so many times. This happened to you. You almost lost your daughter. Okay pa yun. Akala mo, high bottom na yun. But it took me just falling and hitting my face on the floor, which has happened many times.
Mm.
Yeah.
Pero when I got up in the morning and faced myself in the mirror, I just looked at myself and I was like, enough. Enough. And I really said, I always tell even Carbs this, I said, only God or your higher power can bring you to your knees talaga. Only that. And I think that was the day when I fell on my knees and I said, ayoko na. And that was it. That was my last drink. That was it. Oo.
Because it was so interesting what you said kanina, Sam, na parang, ang tagal naman ito. Tagal naman ng ending. 'Di ba? Hindi pa pala siya ending.
Oo.
Plano pa pala.
Oo, umpisa pa lang. Umpisa pa lang.
'Di ba?
That's the
Umpisa pa
beginning.
lang. Yun eh. That's what I felt. You know what? Kasi with me sometimes, kasi like, the fistful of pills and then the drinks. Pati ako nagugulat na nagigising pa ako. Alam mo,
Oo, why am I still alive? Diba?
yung parang talaga, wow! Yung parang may ganong moment pa nga ako before na parang, nagising pa ako. So it's like, wow, ang tagal, it was interesting one because that really hit me na parang, I did ask that. I was like, yung parang, ang tagal, kailan ba mag-i-end? Di ba? What else do I have to do so I don't wake up?
Oh, wow.
So I don't face tomorrow.
Yes, because apparently,
Sabi ni God, hindi.
oo,
Gigisingin
I'm
kita.
still gonna use you for something. Ikaw ang tagasagot sa mga lasing sa website. Yun ang sabi ng
Yun, ang
Diyos.
ending, di ba? Di ba? Oh, I mean, it's something to ponder about because I was asking for the end, but then God gave me a beginning.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
And
That's
from
so
hearing from you
good.
how you were asking that, I was like, yeah, I could relate because, di ba? Tingnan mo, I mean, look at us now. Di ba? Tagasagot ng mga
Ang perfect na natin, grabe.
Oh,
Hindi ko kaya. Hindi ko
went
kaya.
across the country to get all of this. I mean, diba, to get all of this, you had to travel
Yes.
literally across the country. And I'm sure in all of those stops, may natulungan ka.
Yes.
That's
And
why
you
God
learned
said,
something.
hindi ka matatapos dito kahit gusto mo nang tapusin.
Oh, so true. So true.
Diba? Ang galing eh. Ang galing yung God's timing eh.
Yeah.
Diba? Hindi pala atin yung timing. Kanya pala. I'm so glad that I met you. And that you
Me
shared your story
too.
here. You are amazing.
Prior to this, I really didn't know your story. So thank you so much for sharing your experience, strength, and hope with us. Talagang saludo, man.
Yeah, you're an inspiration, Sam.
Oh.
Oh, talaga.
Woman who is happy, joyous, and free.
That
Yes.
will always be the goal every day. Lalong-lalo pag nabubusit sa husband every day. Ganun na lang.
And your baby, di ba? She gets to experience the best of you.
Yeah.
Oo.
Diba? Ang galing ni God. Ang galing ni God. Hindi niya tinapos.
Don't get me wrong, ang dami pa talagang, kung fears pag-usapan, ang dami pa, like with the baby. She has parents who are, addicts.
Both.
Kaya sa times makita ko, sabi ko, putik, latak to ng shabu eh. Yung kakulitan niya, latak to ng shabu. Kulit, ayaw matulog, antok na, ayaw pa rin matulog, buwisit to. Kaya sabihan ko. But my mentor, the one in Angeles, he told me, Sam, you cannot addiction free your daughter. In
Oh.
God's, it's just like we learned it na it's in God's timing also. It is what it is. Whatever happens, it is. At least now you're sober. Your husband is sober and clean, yung ganon. So you guys have, medyo may clarity na siguro yung mga utak ninyo, yung ganon, kahit papaano. So you guys are now equipped to, raise that child. Yung parang ganon. Sabi,
Yeah.
oh, no, I cannot addiction-free or addiction-proof my kid. Kasi 40 to 50%. Well, times 2, she has all of those already, even the traits. Yung ganon. So it's like, siguro that was also the upper hand. Being in service, both in the fellowship and even in the field, siguro, yung sabi ko nga, ikigai ko ngayon, I want to be a guidance counselor eventually, maybe 10 years from now, or maybe whatever na licensed na ganun. But of course, I cannot choose 2 hats. I only need to choose 1 kasi hindi naman din pwede sa fellowship na ganito, yung ganyan, diba? So it's like, tipong, my ikigai is to just really help, and that's what I figured that out like almost running 3 years in sobriety, and seeing people around me and wanting to help, and the passion to help also, it's there. I don't know, I don't think it's a Cloud9 type, a pink cloud type of thing.
Cloud.
No.
Pero siguro at 5 years of, I'm not counting the years because it will always be a day at a time for me, a moment at a time for me.
Yes.
So with the 5 years of trying to do that a day at a time thing, I found my marbles. Then maybe eventually, like 10 years from now siguro, I'll learn already how to play with those marbles. Yung mga ganun. Like what an old-timer would say. Kaya sabi ko, ang galing din ng Diyos kung paano niya ako nilalagay sa mga situations to meet people through service. And like with Cap, I met him 4 or 5 years ago, and now I'm talking, I met him physically last December lang. Si Carbs last December lang. Si Barbs, ganun din, diba? So it's like, it's amazing how God uses people as His vessels to teach me how to recover. Yung ganon.
Yes.
Kaya, ang galing, yun lang naman din yung nag-motivate lang din sa akin. Kahit na grieving and all, diba? So, there are times pa rin that, I don't fuck everything. Mga ganon. Lalo na when my mom died, it's like, I can't, how am I supposed to be a mom to my daughter? Nobody's gonna guide me. Yung mga ganun na mga question. I don't even have much friends who have, kids. Yung ganyan. Hindi pa man. Yung mga ganun nga, my ex-sponsor, I couldn't, call her na basta-basta na lang now to ask her about how to handle a kid. Kasi she also has a kid. Yung mga ganun na, those kinds of stuff. So parang, even with the wedding, what dress do I wear? If you guys remember, diba? Like, so puti, hindi pala kailangan puti ang suotin sa kasal. Pwede anong kulay? Yung, I don't know anything. Yung ganun na. So, it's a struggle. But because of the 12-step program, not because I'm a super 12-step person, hindi naman din, but it's more of like, I'm given options on how to go about, challenge it.
Yes.
Different options. Basta if I ask for help. And if I do service, meaning when I do service, it puts me out of my, shitty head. So, this is helping me. This is what keeps me going. This is like, as of today, it's helping out. So, why not? Parang ganon. So, yun.
So I love you. I love you to death. I learned so much from you.
Thank you again, and cheers to you, and cheers to
Sam.
us.
Cheers!
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Hawak. Ganyan na lang.
Wala pa, kunyari lang.
You can't see naman eh.
Oo nga, kunwari lang.
This has been an episode of the Coco Recovery Podcast. If you would like to get in touch with our hosts or guests, please email us at cocorecoverypodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.